This is a project that I did for Woodcraft magazine, January 2006. Illustrating a vacuum lamination technique, I first made a mold and then used several layers of veneer to form the curved top. I made the mold by making a concave cut into a piece of scrap lumber. I then used a rotary fabric cutter to cut tapered strips of veneer, and then laid them up in an alternating pattern. I taped the tapered strips together using masking tape. To add additional interest, I cut that piece apart using a paper cutter, and then rearranged those pieces in a staggered relationship to each other. I think you can see that the new arrangement is far more interesting. Then, to add additional interest, I used a paper punch and replaced the hole punch with contrasting colors cut from another place. In gluing, I built up layers of veneer about 7 pieces thick. I put them into the mold and taped everything in place using cardboard as a cushion. I used a thin air vacuum press to do the adhering of the veneers. The thin air press relies on a hand-powered pump. With the top veneered and ready to sand, I began making the box to go underneath. I cut a groove along the bottom edge for a walnut bottom to fit. Form a tongue around the walnut bottom. This is more safely done on the table saw than on the router table. You'll need to shape the ends to match the curvature of the top, as I did here. Use a router table routing between stops to create the grooves for the dividers to fit. I taped the box together to allow me to mark exactly where the lid will fit. With the underside of the lid marked, I added blocks that will position it on top of the box. I used tape to pull the corners of the box together tight as a glue set, and I added walnut keys in the corners to strengthen the box. 3 coats of Danish oil bring out the highlights in the wood. You'll find many other box projects more clearly defined in my various books.